There's a different side to Mauritius, one that does not rush to impress you. It waits, because today is not about perfect beaches. It is about stories, rare ones, quiet ones, the kind you only notice if you slow down just enough, and it starts just off the coast. We left the mainland early, the water calm, the air still ahead of us, les Aigrettes, and what looks like a small island is actually one of the last remaining fragments of original Mauritius. Birds nested on the ground, reptiles moved slowly, and species trusted their environment, and within a short period, many of them disappeared. The dodo, the broad-billed parrot, and the Mauritian giant skink all lost within a few generations.
So this island shows what was almost gone.
Not just what was lost, but what has been rebuilt, because restoration work began here in the 1980s, led by the Mauritian Wildlife Foundation, with the goal of bringing the original ecosystem back, piece by piece. What makes this island unique starts beneath your feet. This is raised coral limestone, not volcanic rock, which means the soil holds less water, and the plants that grow here have adapted in very specific ways. You find rare native species like ebony trees, once over-harvested for their dark hardwood, bois de nat takamaka, and the latanier palm, all part of a forest that once covered much of Mauritius.
So this is not just nature. It is carefully rebuilt.
Exactly. Every plant here has been reintroduced to recreate balance. And then you meet the giants, the Aldabra giant tortoises, originally from the Seychelles brought here to replace the extinct Mauritian tortoises. These animals are ecosystem engineers. They eat fruits, spread seeds, and help forests regenerate naturally.
So, they are part of the system.
Exactly. Some weigh over 250 kilograms and can live more than 100 years moving slowly, but playing a massive role. But the most powerful story here is smaller. The pink pigeon in the early 1990s, fewer than 10 remained in the wild, making it one of the rarest birds on Earth. Through conservation, including captive breeding habitat restoration and feeding programs, the population recovered, and today, several hundred exist.
That is a comeback.
And a reminder that conservation works. From restoration, we moved into history. Mahébourg, one of the oldest villages on the island, founded during the French colonial period, and named after Mahé de la Bourdonnais. This place does not feel staged. It feels lived in every street, every building part of an ongoing story. Just offshore, in 1810, the Battle of Grand Port took place, a naval clash between French and British forces, and against expectations, the French won. It became the only naval victory Napoleon ever recorded, and even today, it is commemorated on the Arc de Triomphe in Paris.
So this quiet bay is part of global history.
Exactly. From land, we moved into another world. Blue Bay Marine Park, protected since 1997, and home to one of the most diverse coral ecosystems in Mauritius. Here, you find coral species like Acropora forming branching structures, porits creating massive rounded colonies, and brain coral with maze-like surfaces, all built by tiny living polyps over decades. Their colors come from symbiotic algae, soft browns, yellows, greens, and occasional flashes of purple and blue, depending on light and health.
So the reef is alive in more ways than one.
Exactly. And it supports hundreds of species, making it one of the most important ecosystems on the island. The more you look, the more you realize this is not just a reef, it is a living system. Porits corals here can be over 100 years old, while faster growing, Acropora creates shelter for smaller fish. You also see brain coral shaped to maximize sunlight, because coral depends on light to survive, and without it, the entire system collapses. Reefs like this support nearly 25% of marine life, despite covering less than 1% of the ocean floor, making them some of the most important ecosystems on Earth.
So this small space holds a lot.
Exactly. And it is also fragile. Changes in temperature or pollution can cause coral bleaching, which is why protection here matters so much. Back on land, we stepped into history through agriculture. Le Domaine de Saint-Aubin, a colonial estate connected to the sugar industry that shaped Mauritius. Sugar, known as white gold, once drove the entire economy, bringing workers from India, Africa, and China, shaping the culture we see today. Here, you also find vanilla, originally from Mexico, introduced to the island and adapted through careful cultivation. Because the natural pollinator does not exist here, every flower must be pollinated by hand within hours of blooming.
So that small flavor takes a lot of work.
Months of growth and curing before it becomes what we recognize. And that story continues in the food. Mauritian biryani, originally brought by Indian laborers, evolved into something unique, blending Indian spices with Creole influence and local techniques. Unlike traditional versions, this one is prepared in stages, the rice cooked separately, the meat marinated and layered, creating a lighter but deeply aromatic dish.
So it is built over time.
Exactly. And often served at celebrations, making it more than just a meal. It is something people gather around.
We made a brief stop at Flack Market, the largest open-air market on the island, where everyday life unfolds through color, movement, and sound. With lots of fresh produce, spices, and fabrics, everything moving quickly, but naturally a place where you see the rhythm of daily life rather than just observe it.
A restored island, a historic village, a living reef, a plantation shaped by time, and a dish that brings cultures together. Mauritius does not show you everything at once. It lets you discover it day by day.
And every piece adds something new.
All right, quick question. Which rare bird found on Île aux Aigrettes was once reduced to fewer than 10 individuals in the wild? A, the blue heron. B, the pink pigeon. C, the island sparrow. D, the coral finch. Now take a second and lock it in. Drop your answer below in the comments with hashtag #QuizzesWithFlair and tell us which part of today surprised you the most. Because tomorrow we continue exploring and there is still more to discover. Curiosity travels well. See you in the next one.
We have a winner, and I am not being chill about it. Someone just took that leaderboard apart like it was light practice. Moves were intentional. Timing was locked. Confidence, unbothered. Big congrats to our champion. You absolutely showed out. Your notification is about to land quicker than a live patch update. Keep an eye on your comments. We'll grab your details and get that prize moving your way. Smooth process, zero chaos. Didn't see your name this round? Don't switch tabs on us. This isn't a one-off highlight. It's an ongoing storyline, and the next chapter is about to drop. Fresh reset, clean board, new energy, so power up those fingers, because the next spotlight, it might land right on you. No hesitation, no slow reactions, no watching from the sidelines. Stay bold, stay sharp, stay locked in. Let's see who takes it next.